you're on default 46.9% of the time, almost half of the day. Will you make the choice to quit autopilot? What I'm about to share will cure your stress and anxiety. It takes 5 days to work, 5 days before a breakthrough and a new default. Procrastination is easy to beat once you have the right tools. Mel Robbins, a renowned life coach, has a secret to share about this all too common problem. Procrastination isn't just a bad habit, it's a stress response. Ready to break free from the chains of procrastination and reclaim control over your life? Let's dive into Mel Robbins' tools and insights to start your journey to a more productive you. Let's get started. Number 4, stress is the enemy. Ever had one of those days where you've planned everything out but ended up just binge watching Netflix? Frustrating, isn't it? Mel Robbins urges us to stop labeling ourselves as lazy. This term is loaded with negativity and doesn't help us progress. Instead, recognize that you might be in a default mode that doesn't benefit you. Just like learning something new, there's a learning process to changing procrastination for productivity. Work, family, personal priorities, they all add up. And self-criticism? That's the last thing you need. Contrary to popular belief, procrastination isn't synonymous with laziness. It's often a sign of something deeper like stress and anxiety. The next time you're stuck in a rut, remember Mel's advice. Your brain is just taking its time to process things. Before we jump into Mel's big lesson, it's crucial we get your mind out of the way. If you don't change how you think, your life can't change. Give yourself a genuine break. Breathe. Don't stress about finding motivation. Acknowledge that it's not your fault. This approach will help your brain process stress faster, and soon you'll be back on track. Number 3, organize your thoughts with this one secret. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by the amount of work that needs your attention? Do you frequently procrastinate while knowing all too well that work needs to be done? If you relate to those statements, then you need to use Mel's secret, the good old brain dump. But there's a twist. You need to break your old pattern of procrastination. And there's a simple way to do this. Ask yourself, what has this cost me? What has this cost me in my past to think this way? What is it costing me in the present moment? Keeping these in mind for your brain dump, all you need is a piece of paper and a pen. Whenever you think of a task you need to do, remember what not doing it in the past has cost you, and write it down. From the critical stuff like finishing an assignment or a vital project, to the small stuff like doing laundry, taking out the garbage, etc. When there's no enemy within, the enemy outside can do us no harm. Train your brain to spot the default and disarm it. The best thing about a brain dump is that it helps you clear your mind. Sometimes we're constantly thinking about all the things we need to do urgently. As a result, it can be tough to focus on anything at all. But you won't have to fret about missing deadlines or forgetting something if you have everything on paper. It's quite relieving. So if you've been feeling like you're drowning in a sea of to-dos, do a simple brain dump. It might just be the thing you need to help you stay organized and focused. Number 2, streamline your productivity. It's hard to prioritize when you have a lot on your plate. As a result, much more important things get entirely lost with things that can wait a while. This is the reason Mel strongly suggests doing brain dumping, as it makes you see things from a better perspective is important. However, brain dumping is only the first part. Indeed, you're not going to jot down things and leave it at that, right? The second step is to prioritize. See what needs your urgent attention and what can wait. This trick always helps in easing the pain. Once you have successfully prioritized your tasks, pick just one task you are willing to do now. Highlighting it will give you a sense of purpose. Once you do that, you will be able to focus your attention just on the said task without worrying about the entire list. This helps you get into motion without feeling too overwhelmed. Number 1, the simple method for taking action. As I said earlier, procrastination is easy to beat once you have the right tools. No one can blame you for choosing a TV show over an overwhelming task. Until now. I assume you're serious about changing and getting things done if you're still watching. So let me share with you Mel's simple technique, the 5-second rule. It goes without saying it's time to turn off that television and try a no-frills but effective Mel Robbins magical technique, counting down. Curious about how it works? Mel made this method super easy to follow. Take a deep breath and count all the way from 5 to 1. Counting down primes your body for action. Just like athletes have a countdown to get ready, so should you. It might sound frivolous, but trust me, this countdown technique is a game changer. Instead of letting doubt settle, use the 5-second rule to push yourself. This little trick can help break through that initial reluctance to start a task. Because let's be honest, the hardest part is always taking that first step. However, the countdown technique tricks your brain into taking action. By the time you reach 1, you're already in action, and it's much easier to finish the task. Will you get deliberate today, or will you let yourself forget about this? It's really that simple. Try it with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.